In this video, you will see what is the top 10 must-have units in anime Vanguards. Every units in this video are all obtainable and now from trading. I do want to know, what do you think is the best unit in anime Vanguards? Remember to subscribe and like. And with that being said, in no particular order, the first must-have unit is Kizaru. Kizaru is one of the best legendary obtainable units you can get in anime Vanguards, especially with this insane multi-hit on placement and great for more early defending. Kizaru stats are max upgrade and max Alard, 1000 damage with his SP at 2.9 seconds, making his damage per second at 344.82, which isn't too bad as he is the best legendary unit to have. Kizaru costs 750 yen to place down. Kizaru's first passive, he will be immune to any type of enemy's abilities for 10 seconds with a 10 seconds cooldown. His second passive is his SPA will lessen by 25% after 5 attacks are performed, although his SPA will increase by 25%, which will reset at the start of each wave. Alright, next one is Jinbu Monarch. Jinbu is one of the best mythical unit, especially with his overpower ability he gets at later upgrades and multi-hit on placement, which will be great against shield enemies. Jinbu Monarch stats a max upgrade and max Alard, 13,450 damage with his SPA at 5.6 seconds, making his damage per second at 2,401.78, which is extremely good, especially with his ability that he will get at later upgrades. Jinbu Monarch's first passive is will gain 0.1% damage per takedown up to 40%. With his second passive is killing enemies adds them to his shadow army up to 40 shadows, and when activating a rise, it will summon 15 shadows and summon 5 shadow knights. Finally, his last passive, each time a shadow defeats an enemy, his damage will increase by 2.5%, maxing at 25%. Units in range that includes the name of Igros also receives the damage increase. Oh my gosh. Okay, next is Sasuke Storm. Sasuke is one of the best mythical unit as he stuns on placement, which will be great for early defending, and he only costs 1,100 yen to place down. Sasuke Storm stats a max upgrade and max Alard, 9,050 damage with his SPA at 5.9 seconds, making his damage per second at 1,533.89. Sasuke Storm's first passive is, with each consecutive attack on the same enemy, his damage will increase by 2%, and his second passive, he will be able to stun enemies and he will be able to deal 50% more damage to stunned enemies. Alright, next one is OSS Elite Knight. Igris is one of the best secret, especially he will become a fully elite at later upgrades with this extremely overpowered passive. OSS Elite Knight stats a max upgrade and max Alard, 17,920 damage with his SPA at 5.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 3,318.51. Igris's first passive, he will deal plus a 40% damage dealing against a boss. His second passive, he will get a plus 30% damage and a minus 10% SPA and immune to stun on placement. His last passive buffs his damage and range by 20% for 70 seconds after a shadow enters Igris's range. How to get OSS Elite Knight is by defeating the double dungeon disaster legend stage, and he is a 0.75% drop rate, so good luck to everyone who is grinding for Igris. Okay, next unit is Vegeta Super Awakened. Vegeta is one of the best mythical unit, especially with his multi-hit on placement, which will be great against Shield's enemy. Oh my. Vegeta Super Awakened stats a max upgrade and max Alard, 8,820 damage with his SPA at 4.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 2,004.54, which is extremely good, especially he is a line AoE. Vegeta first passive is, if only the units in range including the name Vegeta, his SPA will lessen by 20%, and his second passive will increase his damage by 100% when hitting one enemy. Alright, next unit is Hane. Hane is one of the strongest mythical unit, especially with her insane passive she have and crit damage. Hane stats a max upgrade and max of Alard, 6,800 damage with her SPA at 6 seconds, making her damage per second at 1,150, which may seem low, but in reality, she has an insane crit rate and crit damage. Hane's first passive will have her crit rate increase by 20%, crit damage by 50%, and her crit rate will increase by 15% when attacking a boss. Her second passive, she will be immune to any debuff on her and inflicts an extra instance of damage after performing a dodge that will deal 65% of her damage. Oh my. Okay, next one is Haruka Rin Dancer. Haruka is the best support, especially with her overpowered passive, increasing all units damage in range by 3% up to 18%. And her second passive, once 6 waves has passed from placement, all units in range will have their range increased by 10%. How to get Haruka is by completing the free-to-play Battle Pass level 30, and I highly recommend to get her as you do not want to miss out on a limited time unit. Alright, next unit is Obito Awakened. Obito is one of the best mythical units, especially he will be able to deal burn damage at later upgrades. Obito Awakened stats a max upgrade and max of Alard, 9,080 damage with his SPA at 4.3 seconds, making his damage per second at 2,111.62, which is one of the best damage per second, and he will be able to deal burn damage, which is extremely meta. Obito Awakened first passive is his SPA lessens by 3% per wave down to 12%, and his second passive, his attacks will inflict burn equal to 30% of Obito's damage. Wowee. Okay, next unit is Naruto Six Tails. Naruto is one of the best mythical unit, especially he does good starter multi-hit on placement. Naruto Six Tails stats a max upgrade and max of Alard, 9,360 damage with his SPA at 4.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 2,127.27, which is extremely good, especially he has a good passive. Naruto Six Tails first passive is, after not attacking for 6 seconds, his SPA reduces by minus 5% down to 15%. His second passive is, each attack is performed, his damage will increase by 2% up to 36%. Oh my gosh, so pog. Finally, the last unit is Alard Vampire King. Alard is currently the rarest secret unit in anime Vanguards, and he became one of the best secrets with his insane passive and an ability at later upgrades. Alard Vampire King stats a max upgrade and max of Alard, 34,780 damage with his SPA at 4.7 seconds, making his damage per second at 7,400, which is insanely strong, especially he will become a full AoE unit at later upgrades. At later upgrades, he will also get a new ability, Restraint level 0, when activated, summoning ghouls. While ghouls are present on the map, Alucard's SPA decreases by 10% until they are dead. Each time a ghoul dies, Alucard's damage is increased by 1% up to 35%. Oh my golly gosh. How to get Alucard is by summoning on the banner, and there is a 1 out of 25,000 chance of getting him. So good luck to everyone who is trying to get Alucard. I'm trying to get Alucard too, my guy. That was everything for this video on the top 10 must-have units in anime Vanguards. I hope this video helped you in some sort of way. Remember to subscribe and like, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.